Chapter 9, Mishnah 1. The Torah states in Exodus chapter 29, verse 37, "The Mizbeach shall be most sacred. Whoever touches the Mizbeach shall be sanctified." This verse is understood as teaching that the Mizbeach sanctifies even invalid korbanos that are put on it. Although it is forbidden to place invalid korbanos on the Mizbeach, if they happen to be put there, they may not be removed. However, this rule applies only to certain items. This chapter discusses which items are included in the rule and which are not. The Mizbeach sanctifies that which is fit for it, i.e. certain items that would be fit for the Mizbeach if they were valid. Tanaim disagree about what exactly this rule includes. Rabbi Yeshua says this refers to anything that is fit for the fires of the Mizbeach, i.e. the limbs of the Olah and the emurin of every other korban, which are meant to be burnt on the Mizbeach. Once it has gone up onto the Mizbeach, it may not come down. This is because it is stated in Vayikra, chapter 6, verse 2, "It is the Olah on the pyre on the Mizbeach." By adding the words "it is," the verse implies that the offering should remain as is and not be removed from the Mizbeach, even if it is invalid and should not have been put there in the first place. And by specifying the pyre, i.e. the fire, the verse limits this rule to items that are meant to be burnt on the fires of the Mizbeach. Thus, the derivation runs as follows. Just as the Olah, which is fit for the fires of the Mizbeach, once it has gone up on the Mizbeach, it may not come down, so too anything that is fit for the fires of the Mizbeach, i.e. the emurin of other korbanos, once it has gone up on the Mizbeach, it may not come down. The next Tana gives a different definition of what is fit for the Mizbeach. Rabban Gamliel says it refers to whatever is fit for any part of the Mizbeach, even something that is not put on the fire. Once it has gone up onto the Mizbeach, it may not come down. This is because it is stated, "It is the Olah on the pyre of the Mizbeach." By adding the words "on the Mizbeach," the verse includes anything that belongs on the Mizbeach, even if it is not burnt there. According to this, the derivation runs as follows. Just as the Olah, which is fit for some part of the Mizbeach, once it has gone up on the Mizbeach, it may not come down. So too anything that is fit for some part of the Mizbeach, once it has gone up on the Mizbeach, it may not come down. The Mishnah names the items that Rabban Gamliel adds. The only difference between the opinion of Rabban Gamliel and the opinion of Rabbi Yeshua is the blood of a korban and the nesachim of wine. For Rabban Gamliel would say that once they are on the Mizbeach, they may not come down. And Rabbi Yeshua would say that they should come down. The Mishnah records a third opinion about nesachim of wine. There are two types of nesachim, those that accompany a korban, specifically the olah and the shalamim, and those that are brought as korbanos on their own. The following Tana differentiates between these two types. Rabbi Shimon says in regard to nesachim that are brought together with a korban, whether the korban is valid and the nesachim are invalid, or the nesachim are valid and the korban is invalid, which makes the nesachim invalid as well, or even if both the korban and the nesachim are invalid, once they have been brought up on the Mizbeach, the korban should not come down, but the nesachim should come down. According to Rabbi Shimon, invalid nesachim that were put on the Mizbeach must be taken down, as Rabbi Yeshua ruled above. But Rabbi Shimon says this only in the context of nesachim that are brought together with a korban. Regarding nesachim that are brought on their own, Rabbi Shimon would agree with Rabban Gamliel that once they are put on the Mizbeach, they must be left there.